What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, Jacked Up Fishing. Well, in today's video, I have a cool thing I want to show you guys. When I bought my Cape Horn, I was looking at the bait wells, and this is the lids that was on it. Man, it is crazy how nasty, cracked, and just deteriorated this acrylics became on my Cape Horn. I just redid the whole boat, and I'm going to redo this lid right here as well. Working with acrylic is really fun. It's not too bad to work with. You just got to have the right tools and just have a little bit of patience, and it comes out really cool. Anyway, I'm going to show you how I replaced this Livewell lid on my Cape Horn, and hopefully you like the video. Here we go. So the first thing I did was I measured the hatch lid to see what actual size I needed. Then I went and got on eBay, looked for a 3/4 inch piece of acrylic, which I did. I got clear acrylic. You can pick different sizes and all that good stuff. So I picked the one I wanted. I just picked a 12 by 24 piece of acrylic, and it was 50 bucks. Shipped to my door, not too bad. And that's what it looks like right here. Just comes straight. Nothing spectacular. It's got the stuff on both sides, the paper on both sides, but that's it. Now what I'm going to do is go get the lid, the messed up lid, and trace it onto the top. And I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So I lined up one side, the back side, with the straight part of the piece I had, and I just made sure that I traced all around nice and tight with the Sharpie here and got a nice mark. I also did the hole for the latch as well, so that way I know where to drill the latch. So I got the blade onto the saw. It's a Diablo blade. Carpenter's got a 60 tooth blade on there. Now it's just time to start cutting. I'm going to see what I can cut with this skill saw, and then I'll come back with the jigsaw. Let's go ahead and get her done. So the reason for the 60 tooth blade is it cuts cleaner. It's a cleaner cut for this acrylic. If you use a more aggressive blade, it tends to melt it a little bit more. This one really cuts it smooth. It doesn't chip the edges. And I was able to cut most of it with the skill saw. All right, so I got it cut, which is pretty cool. I got it cut pretty close. As you can see, I could, there's the line. I got it just a little bit outside the line. And the reason I did that is because I have a big belt sander, a tabletop belt sander. And I'm gonna use that to get perfect right on that line and then go from there. So right now, let me get over there. I'll get sanding, get it down perfect, and then I'll show you what we're gonna do next. So I'm using a tabletop belt sander here. You can use any belt sander. You can also get closer with a jigsaw, but I like to do it with the belt sander here just because I can see it perfectly. And that way, all the corners and everything match up exact to my original lid. But you can cut it with a jigsaw and get it really close and use a belt sander, like a handheld belt sander, and it works just fine. And I'm using 80 grit sandpaper on this belt sander, which seems to cut it really well. So I got it all cut, I got it all sanded to the line. As you can see right here, it's all nice. I left a little teeny bit just to give me a little room for adjustment. And I'm gonna go test fit it in the boat right now. So let's go check it out. All right, so I'm up here in the boat. We just test fit it. Check it out. Check it out. Looks nice and clean. Fits perfect. Now it's time for the fun part. We'll get back in the shop. We're gonna polish these edges, drill the hole for the latch. Let's mount this bad boy. So now I got it all fit, and it fits good. So I'm gonna pull out my router. I got a little 1/4 round on it. And we're gonna route this bad boy on the bottom side only. That way it gives it a nice flush seat in there when it goes to close. But I'm gonna go ahead and route it, and then we're gonna get to sanding. This little handheld Makita router has been a game changer for projects like this on the boat. I bought it a while ago, used it a few times, and what an awesome machine. I love it. But even big routers will work just fine. This just makes it a little easier. All right, so I got it all routed at the bottom. Check this out. This is what it looks like. You can see it right here on the side profile. Kind of angles it a little bit. I'm just gonna go test fit it one more time. So now that I got the fitment correct, now I'm gonna sand all the sides that I cut and routed with 220, then 400. So I got a little orbital sander here. I'm gonna sand all around this, try to get nice and smooth as possible. Then I'm gonna switch to 400 grit down there and sand it again, and then we're gonna come back with some heat. So here we go, let's do it. So all you're doing here is you're sanding out any saw marks, anything that you see, and just trying to make it smooth. Trying to get any imperfections out, because when you heat it, it kind of smooths it all over and kind of melts it together. But I started with 220 grit and ended with 400 grit, and it came out smooth. And if you want that completely clear edge, you can go to a higher grit sandpaper, like 800 or 1000 grit, and it will make it smoother. And then when you heat it, it also becomes totally clear. And before I pulled the paper off, I wanted to drill the hole for the latch. So I just drilled the hole real quick, and then I'm going to pull the paper. So the reason I'm pulling the paper is I'm going to use a torch to heat the edges, and it'll burn that paper. All right, so as you've seen, I just drilled the hole for the latch. Everything looks really cool. The only thing I got to do now is use this. This is called MAP gas. And I'm going to heat the edge. You can use propane too, but I'm going to heat the edge, and it's going to look like this right now. And I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. So what I'm doing is I'm starting on one side. I'm just kind of going around and kind of preheating the side. I don't want to sit in one spot too long because it will melt. It is plastic. Also, what you want to do is just keep it moving. Keep it moving at all times. Once you get it preheated, you can come back and start slowing down like this, and then you will see the edge start to become clear. It almost melts and it becomes clear. And that's what I'm doing right here. I cannot stress enough not to hold it in one place. You have to keep this moving at all times. Don't make it sizzle, don't anything like that. The main thing is to keep this torch moving and look for it to turn clear. Once it turns clear, get away from that area and move along, and it won't burn. Otherwise it will burn. We've done this on colored acrylic, white, black. It works on all acrylics. Yeah, what a difference, huh? Looks great. It came out nice and smooth. All the edges are really smooth, as you can see. It just looks really good. It looks a lot better than this one. All right, guys, while I'm in the boat, we're all finished. Thank God. It is blazing out there. It was like 120 degrees out front of my house. This summertime is really putting a hurting on me as far as doing this project. But I wanted to show you what it looks like complete. And first, I'm going to show you what it looks like before. And this is what it looks like right here. You can see this hatch is really nasty looking, especially in the sunlight, as you can see. You can see it's got a bunch of cracks in it, and it is just terrible. Terrible. And here's the new one. Look at that. That is what it looks like now. Crazy how clear it is. I don't have the seal in there yet, but that's what it looks like now. What a difference, right? So that's how it came out. I am super stoked on the way it came out. It came out so nice. Now there is one spot that I did, and it's totally my fault. It's hard to see, but I can zoom in on it there. It's a little chip. 100% my fault. I dropped the lid and it chipped that little edge right there. It's okay though. It looks 100 times better than the old one, so that's good. And I am super pumped on the way it came out. But that's what it looks like. Well guys, I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned on how to make an acrylic lid yourself. It's really not that hard. This takes a little bit of patience and some minor tools. You know, simple saw, sandpaper, sanders, and propane torch or MAP gas. Not too bad. Anyway, that's all I got for you on this video. Next week, we should be fishing again. This weather lays down. It's looking a little windy from this hurricane that's out there, but that's all I got for you on this video. If you haven't yet, hit that like and subscribe button to follow this build on the 31 Cape Horn. As you can see behind me, it's under construction and we're getting to it. All right, guys, see you on the next video. Jacked up out.